girls with miles of hobby.
Welcome back to Pat and Ken at the holidays. We're on our third segment of this 2023 edition. I'm Patrick McDonald, the Uber critic of Chicago.
You know, Pat, what my favorite holiday beverage is? And let me see if I can remember what. I haven't had it in so long. It's mull wine, heavy on the cinnamon, light on the cloves. Off with you, me lad, and be lively.
Out you pixie go, through the door or out the window.
I'm Ken Candela, the movie wag.
So the third film is Classic Christmas. Ken and I are both classic movie fans, as anybody who's followed this thing well knows. So we've kind of run the well dry on Classic Christmas. But I found one that we have not gone over, even in the old blog days. We've been doing this since 2005. Three Godfathers.
Well, it's a John Ford movie.
Jack Ford, as we knew him back then.
And hey, I have to right up front. Who knew that John Ford and Duke Wayne were Cub fans? Because if you notice at the beginning, this movie's dedicated to Harry Carey.
Oh, holy cow! Very good.
Actually, it's not that Harry Carey.
Right. It's an old character actor who was a big cowboy guy. And who takes over his role?
Well, Harry Carey Jr.
This is no cinch like wrestling a few cows. I thought it over, Bob, and I ain't backing down. No, sir, I ain't backing down.
And basically, it's three desperados who John Wayne, Harry Carey Jr., and unfortunately, there's a Spanish actor whose name escapes me.
His name is Pedro Armendariz.
There was a little cantina, and the most beautiful girl named Josefina that played the guitar.
We're robbing a bank, not looking up old friends.
They ride into town. They meet a gentleman who's working outside his house. He's tilling the soil or doing something. His name is Pearly White.
Well, Pearly, thanks. Hope you have a nice crop of apples this
He's the local sheriff, and they realize that they've already crossed paths with the law on their way to committing a crime. And one of them takes a bullet, and they start heading out into the desert.
Right.
And Ward Bond says, let them go. They don't realize what they're riding into. They'll probably be dead within a few days. And in true Ford fashion, this is shot on location, which really adds to the realism of the film. I mean, once they're in the desert, you really start to feel the heat.
The sheriff mentions at the forefront of the movie is that his niece is riding into town, and she's on the same trail as the desperados are supposedly going to go on. So they actually encounter her, Mildred Nadwick, playing the niece, having just had a child.
Will you save my baby?
Yes, ma'am. I'll save him.
And I will help.
Me too, ma'am.
I want you, all of you, to be my baby's godfathers.
And she makes them promise. She makes them the three godfathers of her now newborn son. and she dies, and they give her a proper burial.
Yeah. Great scene, by the way, the burial scene.
Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river.
Yeah. Harry Carey Jr. sings, I think.
Yeah, he does. He has a great baritone.
Ward Bond loads up, a crew of guys.
30 men. Well, also in the twist that he assumes that they have killed the niece and moved on, because he finds the grave and everything.
You heard Mr. Latham when he said $100 dead or alive. I'll add $50 to it. I'd like 'em dead.
It's them going further and deeper into the desert. Thirst. The Harry Carey character is wounded.
Yep.
And the elements are really starting to take their toll on. But all along the way, it falls upon the Duke Wayne character to go forward to get the child to safety.
As I walk down the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day.
So water is a very significant theme in this movie. Water for thirst, water for baptism, water to designate, the religious context of it.
There was a lot to this movie. And again, it also shows, politics aside, John Wayne really was a good actor. I mean,
he was an icon.
I do declare, but you're a sight for sore eyes.
You kind of got the advantage of me, ma'am.
It's a great little Christmas movie. It serves as a warm fuzzy for Christmas Eve, a great one to watch on Christmas Eve. But your holiday bells, Ken, for Three Godfathers.
The essence of it in that holiday spirit, and and it's about redemption in a lot of ways, of people who started out doing one thing and kind of come full circle to redeem themselves in for Holiday Bells for me.
Well, I'll tell you, you talk about the theme of redemption. That is my favorite theme in a movie. I was going to give it 3.5, but I'm going to go 4 because of your point. And that's Three Godfathers.
The great John Ford.
And
cut. Up next, we go back to looking at a holiday TV treatment starring Mr. Relaxation himself, the great Perry Como, and his holiday special. Next on Pat and Ken at the Holidays.
Ken, he was a barber before he was a singer, so I call him Perry Comeover.
Yeah.
Cut.